Are you able to share the
Yes.
thing? That would be great, because then I'm not like...
I'm actually on it with it scheduled to Serapis by order, right?
Yes.
Oh, there you are.
Hi, everybody. Let me know how the audio sounds and if it's synchronized to the video. We've got a couple of new cameras.
I think I can.
Does it seem fine? The audio seem?
We're just making sure everything's flowing right before we launch into everything that we're gonna do today. I have my wires ready, and they are 2 at 20 inches, 1 at 32 inches, and 1 at 16 inches, and these are 14 gauge. Yay, good. I'm glad it all sounds good and looks good. So I think we're going to work probably 3 days.
Slightly dark.
Slightly
Someone
dark.
said it's a little dark.
Will you clicker on the...
Oh.
It's number 3 on the one set that's a little darker. I probably didn't do much.
Looks prettier.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a setting I can do on...
Can the ring light be brighter?
I think it's... No, that's it.
That's it. It's a little far back, but I think we'll see it. If we move it forward, you might start to see it. Can try
Yes
it.
and no. It's pretty zoomed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not there. Well, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Hold on.
No, I'm not saying it.
Okay. Okay, good. Awesome.
There.
Okay, so the wire lengths are 20 and 32, and then a second one at 20 and 16. So I've got those ready to go. So I think we're going to be 3 days. Today we'll make the armature. We'll do some wrapping. And then next time we get together, I'll do a wet felting demo. And I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. I think I'm going to make a lot of fabric, so we can basically like make clothes. And then the third one will be hair and details, and I might do a live stream, like almost just like make a recording that I can share for maybe I'll do a face demo in there. I can do that, that we don't have to do on a Saturday. I can just film it and share it.
What are the wire lengths again?
The wire lengths are 20, 32, and then 20 and 16. So 2 at 20, 1 at 32, and 1 at 16. So I developed a 14-inch figure, which I decided to hold off on, because I want this project just to be about the fun of the costume and the hair and the character. But she, that's what this witch that was in the making, that I kind of just started trying to figure out what I want to do and present. She's built on the 14-inch armature. And one of the goals for the fall is to have a 14-inch in-depth female face and figure course online. So that is when we will really go over skeletons, proportions, all the body shapes. There's a very deep pool that we can dive into with information on the human figure. So that's where she, with her big hands, started out.
Great butt.
Yeah, she has a nice. She's a great shape. She was like a bombshell, and she sort of still is, but she's just old, and she's very wise and sage, and She's been around for a long time.
Two things.
Yeah.
Video and voice may not be synced.
Okay.
And just the wires one more time. 14 gauge wires. One at
Oh my gosh.
16,
I think I
two
said
at
it.
20, one at 32.
Said it
I'm typing
5
in the notes,
times.
too.
Yeah. 20, 32. Those are our 2 armature wires, and then it's another 20-inch and a 16-inch are basically like a reinforcement.
Do we want to try and sync the audio?
Yes.
Is it too soon or too late?
I feel like it's synced.
Oh, you think it's okay?
20, 32. Yep.
All right, so let's get started on our armature. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna have, if I can here, have the overhead out as well. Moving. Not doing this well. We got a new laptop for live streaming, and it's not a Mac, so I'm trying to.
Oh. Not Mac.
So I'm finding my way here, figuring it out. All right, so Kyla gave me this clicker zoomer. There we go. I
For
can
some reason,
zoom myself.
are a little grayer from the front.
I know.
Interesting.
Yeah. And maybe that's why I thought I looked cool, is because the overhead one is so warm. You know, they're just different. Okay, so we're going to use our 20-inch wire first, and we have 2 of those, so I need to find them. All right, those are my 2 20-inch. And the first thing we're going to do with the 20-inch wire is find the center and then leave an 1.5 inch loop. That's going to be the head. And then twist the neck 3 times. Actually, twist it 4. And so 4 twists is a little more than, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7/8 inch about. So it's a little more than 3/4 of an inch. A little less than an inch. And right now, my remaining wire is 7 inches long. So I hope you guys all made witch plans. Started plotting out your clothing ideas and hair ideas, and find the center of your 32-inch wire. And then make like a little tip to a mountain. And then I put the figure into that, like I basically put, if she's looking at me, I put the mountain onto the back. And then this is going to become our body and legs, but first we have to twist the shoulders. And so I twist the shoulders internally towards the center of the figure 2 times. So that's 1 time. This returned back to where it was, and that's 2 times it returned back to where it was. And that puts the arm coming kind of straight out the back of the twist. I'll zoom in a little bit for that. I said I will zoom in. I'm not zooming. There we go. Okay. So now I have this coming from behind the neck, and I'm going to twist forward or internally 1 time, 2 times. So that gives us a shoulder that's about 1 inch long.
Your first wire was 16 inch, yes?
Nope, 20.
20.
So after the head, neck, and shoulders, you should still have a 6-inch wire, approximately. How's everybody doing?
Great.
And then we want to bring these together to make a waist. And that's about 2.5 inches from the neck wire to the waist. And then give that 3 twists. Doesn't matter which way this time. I've been reading a lot about our anatomy, and the pelvis is amazing. Like, well, I was looking at the difference between male and female pelvises, which I didn't realize that there was such a big difference. Anyway, just the form of them as well as the function is pretty interesting to learn about. And when we make these kinds of armatures, they're very simplified versions of our skeleton. You know, they're very kind of a line drawing version of a skeleton. And so with the wool is where, and the way that we position the armature is where we can really make up, you know, the complexity. But with the witches, I kind of want you to just think, is she slender? Is she curvy? You know, we're gonna clothe them, so we don't need to get too involved in all the detailed shapes, but we just want to make them look kind of the right form that we want.
What's your measurement like between the shoulder and the...
So now with the waist twist, we're looking at 3¼ inches or so from the shoulders to the bottom of the waist twist. So then you want to come out 1 inch, and this creates, this would be what is the top of the femur. I forget what that bone is called that goes into the pelvis at the top of the femur. But really our hips, the iliac crest is like way up here. Like we have this huge kind of butterfly shaped pelvis, but we're just, like I said, we're just mimicking the lines that we need. So this gives some hips and puts some distance between the legs. But I did come up with a reinforcement wire, which it's a nice thing to do. You don't have to do it on a 12-inch figure, but we will. So find the center of your other 20-inch wire. Actually, I'm going to straighten these out a little, and I'm going to hook that behind the waist. And I'm just going to twist these 2 wires together. And this is just going to give us more stability in the legs. So when I twist, I like to put my hand between the 2 wires and just do an even pressure, and I kind of draw my hand back as I go. So my twists are almost, they're like 1/4 to 1/2 inch twists. They're not really tight. It just exhausts your wire and your hand. So just let them be even, but not too tight. Like if I bring my fingers in here and really like crank, then I'm going to get a real tight twist. But by bringing my hand farther back, it lets it travel on the looser side.
This is new, the leg support wire.
We got to give a little extra once in a while. So I went ahead and twisted down, but I don't know exactly where my foot's going to be yet. So I twisted down about 8 inches, and I'll just stop there until I figure out where everything is. But I want to revisit that 1 inch hip. Talbot's in here today, being quiet.
Someone asked, could I use an 18 gauge wire to reinforce the legs?
Sure. I'm not familiar with 18 gauge really. That's somewhere between 14 and 22. I don't know what kind of wire it is. It can be a little hard to twist 2 different gauge wires together. You just have to be careful of how you, that you get the right amount of pressure on them. And like I said, you don't have to do the reinforcement either. Like, I make 12-inch figures without a second wire.
She doesn't have enough 14 gauge wires. So
Yeah.
She was wondering if she could use
Yeah. Or just skip it. Okay, so the 16-inch can reinforce our arms. And really, the arms, like this is practically overkill, but we'll just go with it. Now, in my witch, I did individual fingers, and I'll show you. So I am not making my usual hand. And I think it's good to experiment with different ways, and we'll try it and see how we like it. So I'm twisting down about 5 inches, and then I'm just gonna leave it until we have all of our other measurements here. I didn't do anything on the shoulder. I just aligned the wire with the shoulder. All right, I'm untwisting my... The nice thing about the second wire is it gives you a realistic foot by allowing you to make a heel, and then the other wire makes the toe, and then that automatically gives you an arch. So kind of cool. So then you're not like taking this one wire and trying to make all of those things happen. It's, you know, it happens a little more naturally. So I over twisted a little bit. You want your legs from the hip to be between 6 and 6.5 inches. If she's like a real leggy, tall woman, you can go longer. If she's a plump, stout woman, you can go with 6 inches. What?
Somebody said, I can't believe I'm exactly the same measurements.
Yay! Yay! Okay, so you gotta pick a direction, and then on the head, we'll start with the head so that we know our direction. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, Talbot, it's like interrupting me to offer me Norton anti...
Told you
I thought I got rid of it. Okay. So now where am I? Uh-oh, it froze. What froze?
overhead or front?
Wait. No, I'm just on a delay. That's because I'm on YouTube, not on OBS. Okay. I'm sorry, you guys. We should take a shot.
Yeah. I wish I could upload a picture.
Yeah, you can't do that on YouTube, right?
So.
Of the wires and the setup that we have
Post it
here.
on Facebook.
Okay, Kyla's gonna put it on Facebook.
This is a good thing.
From there.
Anyway, we gave the neck an extra twist. So this is a place to you have options. If she's going to be tall and skinny, you want to, when you twist your head, you probably want to twist more neck, right? If she's going to be real round, then you're going to untwist to bring the chin forward. Now, here's another option. Let me get to where I can see what I'm doing here. Okay. On this witch, when I pulled the chin forward, this wire is her chin. Like I pulled like a big exaggerated chin. But lately, what I've been doing when I pull this wire forward is I'm not even thinking that this is the chin. I'm thinking that this is basically like the mandible, and then the chin and jaw is going to be down here. But so how you shape this 1.5 inch loop, you have some options and starting to dictate the shape of your head. So this witch is going to be more plump, and I'm pulling this into a bean kind of shape. So from the side, I want more of the loop to be making the back of the head. Let me grab my skull real quick. So our face, like relative to our skull, is smaller than we think. But so right now, my loop is mimicking the upper mandible and then the whole back of the skull. And then my chin and jaw will be a needle felted shapes. On my skinny witch, I pulled my wire like way forward to really make an exaggerated chin. So if that's what you want to do, then you could do that. But I don't know that we left, you almost need more like a 2-inch wire maybe to really do that. But either way, with wire or wool, you're gonna be able to make your features. But now we know that we have a front to our figure, and now we can do the feet. So at the bottom of my legs, I left one wire going backwards, one wire going forwards, and I just want to make a 1/4 inch heel. And then about 1.5 inches foot. And these extra wires, I'm just gonna cut them and have them fold back to the base of the foot. I don't need a lot of extra wire, wrapping up the ankle. This is a great figure for, this is how we make our Santa, if you wanted to make Mrs. Claus, if you wanted to make people to go with your nativity, the wise men. So there's my foot. Any questions right now?
Someone asked what program we use to share with the 2 cameras.
OBS.
I will be adding the pictures to the witch post.
Okay, cool.
towards the front.
Yeah. So our feet are proportionate to our heads. And we're going to end up with approximately a 2-inch head, or maybe a little bit smaller. Oh, she stands. Yeah, that's the other nice thing about that foot shape is the arch is naturally supportive. Ah. All right. How's everybody doing? We're on arms. Oh, I can't wait to make all her shapes. So excited. And I can't wait to do fingers individually and not have to and be able to ignore them for a while. I forgot I had some delicious coffee here. Okay, so for the arms, we want about a 5.5-inch arm, including the arm loop. Our clicker zoomer.
People are saying we're out of focus, but I don't feel like we're out of focus. You gotta check one thing.
Okay.
You're just gonna have me in here.
Okay.
In your business.
Kyla gonna check. Okay, so we want a 5-inch arm, 5.5, including the hand triangle. So I've got 5 inches right now. So I'm just gonna cut the one wire, the shorter wire at 5. And then I'm going to make a 1/2-inch hand triangle.
Oh no, somebody accidentally cut off their foot.
What? That's a bummer. Just put another wire on.
Question about the drawings behind you.
Yeah, you guys want to see the drawings? Okay, so now I have a 5.5 inches from the shoulder to the end of the hand triangle, which represents the palm of the hand. So funny. The remote only works like if I stick my arms up in the air.
Behind yourself.
Mm-hmm. So I hope everybody's doing okay. Around here we have felt kind of like a sort of a like COVID kind of reached in and remessed with us, but we're doing all right. It's just a lot of sighs. Sort of like, oh, that's not gonna happen either. Or, oh, this is terribly inconvenient. Or, oh, I'm doing this trying to get this done for the 5th time. So these were my sketches that this was part of my lockdown. Both of my boys were sick. And they're fine. And their tests were negative. But I was inside for like 10 days. So I had fun planning this project and doing some sketching. And like I said, I was working on the plans for the female figure course. So I love shapes. I love our form and all the different ways it can be. And so I'm just excited to try some different things. So this was her beginning. And this was a fun little experiment. I wrapped her in moss core, and then I used fair on top, and then I reverse needled out some darker spots. Hey Kyla, will you do me a favor? Will you try lifting and angling the light down a little bit. I think that might help. And then she's just gonna be super sassy and and I would love to make their sidekicks too, the cat and the dog. I think that would be really fun. So those are the sketches. So hopefully you guys are done your arms.
We're lifting.
Okay, that's okay.
That's because we're high here.
Okay.
But I can.
Yeah, I think if you can push that wire over, like that top of it is like a neck that like bends.
Oh, this whole thing.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, but now we got to back it up just a little bit. Or zoom in just a little bit. Perfect. I think that helps. Yeah, I think that helps light up the table a little bit more. Thank you.
This Zoom is really jumpy, so.
We're like, woo! Okay, 5 inches. Now, when you do the fingers separate, kind of the direction of your palm and all that stuff, it's not as important because they're just going to rest on top of the palm. You're not doing that process of wrapping the wires into the armature.
Yasmin said we all know Sarah loves to make cats.
I got excited about this cat. I was
Yeah.
envisioning it like real simple on 22 gauge, almost sort of caricature-y, like real skinny and okay, so this is our armature. And now we need some pipe cleaners. Just helps things stick. If you ever wanted to use 26 or 32 gauge or even tacky wrap sticks instead of pipe cleaner, you totally could do that. I'm going to put one on each foot, which I think works well. It's been a while. And I try to wrap the pipe cleaner. I can usually wrap it into my my wire twist. If you can, hit the heel and the toe just by folding over it. Talbot has been working on a updated fiber field guide, which we desperately needed since we changed. We have almost 250 fibers, and I think we changed about half of them within the past 5 months. So, changed or introduced. So, the new fiber field guide will be available soon.
It's done.
Oh, it's done. So, are we gonna do that printed and digitally, or?
I have to link it.
Okay.
We can start digitally.
Yeah, we're gonna start digitally, and what was I gonna say? Something about. Oh, I don't remember.
Any ideas for skipping fingers and doing a simpler hand?
She could be an Arctic witch and have mittens. I mean, you can suggest the shape of a hand. I just would be careful to keep it thin. Maybe you could have this be wire, so this have just wool, and then make like one digit and a thumb, so that you're not going to have like posable fingers, but you still would have more of a hand shape than if you just did like a mitt. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So this would be a shape, and then this and this would be a shape. So let me show you the fingers that I made. I made them individually on folds of 32 gauge. And I kind of left a sort of unwrapped loop of wire at the end. I mean, barely wrapped. So I tried to sort of make the kind of the finger end of the finger ball on them. And then when I put the hand together, I swaxed those wire tips, and so it kind of looks like fingernails. So that's what I did.
Can you show the foot while you're zoomed in?
Okay, this is the wrapped foot on the more finished project, and this is the pipe cleaner wrapped foot on the current armature.
Totally looks like fingernails.
Worked pretty well. It was fun. Go back. Go back. Oh my gosh. I need to give this to you, I think.
Let me try it.
I just did it. I am like
I feel
technology.
Like I could light you up. If I moved everything forward, which would be a little bumpy, it'd be a bumpy ride in the corner.
Oh. All right, I need to keep going here. All right. So I don't think a pipe cleaner doesn't quite get all the way over to 2 arms, but I'll just come down one.
I just zoom in.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. You're gonna see it on the video in about 10 seconds. Go back out.
Am I moving?
No.
Just tell me when you need it.
Okay.
I gotcha.
What else is new and exciting? Hankies are in there. That's new and exciting. That'd be fun for the witch clothes. We got what? Oh yeah. That's torture though. So we got the fur, the last colors of fur, and I've been playing with it, and it's fascinating, and that you can look for that, but definitely before the next Fiber Fairy, probably even before that. Fiber Fairy, we've got a Fiber Fairy on the calendar, which is pretty amazing. All right, what I do on the pipe cleaner wise on the body and head like changes every time, so don't listen to me. Just find your way. Sometimes I just wrap up like this, and then I go around the neck, and then on the head, I'm just kind of like fold in some.
Why do you wrap the pipe cleaner over the front edge of the hand?
Normally, I want to get it really tight against there. I guess because when you're putting wool on, it just helps it stick to have a little fuzz right over the edge. I mean, and it's just a habit because I do it on every animal I make. I wrap the pipe cleaner over the end of the foot. If the outermost edge is fuzzy, then I feel like the wool is going to stick to it. Yeah. So this lady, I'm not going to do green because she's young, and I don't know. I just want her to be, I feel like my arms are a little long. Oh well, it'll be okay. I'll just make sure my fingers don't. I do want to make them a little shorter. I feel like they're a little long. I mean, if you stand up, your arm comes to your wrist is usually in line with your let me do it now. I'm getting all confused. Here we go. Okay. Your wrist is in line with the tops of your femurs. Your elbow is in line with your, kind of like your belly button and the point of your hips are almost in line. I feel like sometimes your belly button is a little lower. So if the point of your hips are up here, your belly button might be a little lower. But your elbow is going to kind of hit you right in the center of your waist, even with your belly button. And your wrist is at the top of your femur, and then your fingers fall about mid-thigh. So she's a little long here. So maybe like a 5-inch hand is better.
The pipe cleaner, you just work the fingers around it.
Yeah, the fingers this time are just gonna kind of sit on top of it. Oh, wait, I just made that arm like a ton shorter and it looks the same as the other one. So I guess I just had a long arm.
Some of us have long arms.
Yep, Kyla has long arms. What are you sending pictures of?
My dog.
Oh.
That is, I think, my favorite picture of ever.
It's wool time. I'm ignoring the fingers.
Sorry.
I'm so tired of making fingers. So this is my Patty McStab, which I've pretty much been using all the time and absolutely love it. I think I made about 6 of them. And this one's the fullest. Alright, I've got off-white chunky core. You could also use gnome nude. You could use green. You could have fun and use purple. She might look a little bruised, maybe. Well, the green too. So the first thing we want to do is some wrapping, and we're going to work with about 6-inch quarters or halves, depending on the core wool that you're using, and just start to get everything to have some wool on it. So here's like a 6-inch piece. I'm going to quarter it. Oh, this piece is a little rough. First layer is just a layer. Tight and smooth if you can, because then you don't even have to stab it. So every time I go around, my other hand like kind of presses it around even more. Who's saying what? What's happening? Everybody's just working.
They're working.
Nobody's typing things.
Mary and I are talking about both having long arms and how long armed people can unite easily. Because we have long arms.
We can unite
we can even
easily.
Be socially distant with our 6
What was
foot
that
wingspans.
song? The Across the World song. Hands Across the World? Remember in the 80s?
Yeah. Well, there was that whole We Are the Children.
Yeah, no, it was different.
No.
It was like people were going to line up across America. Oh, someone's got to know. Someone's going to comment. I kind of have the tune in my head, but kind of out of tune, so I don't want to sing it. I love the We Are the World video because, I mean, that was our time. You know, we were teenagers, or I was a teenager, and you know, all the stars in that collaborating, I just love it.
Yeah, it's a fun one. The Coke commercial?
No, I don't think it was,
This is Hands Across America,
Hands Across America.
1986.
All right, Talbot's playing it. Turn it up a little.
I want you to sing it.
Can you turn it up?
Loud.
That's it.
It's just a quiet song.
Barbara Posey. It was Hands Across America, and I was there.
Woohoo! That's Bruce. Is that Bruce?
Probably.
He's my brother. This is like more the stuff we need right now.
Except you can't.
Except we can't hold
Can't
hands.
touch.
We be like elbows.
Then you're too close.
Alright, I don't know how long we can
I
play
know,
without it.
YouTube's gonna kick us off.
YouTube's gonna kick us off. Okay, so on the hand, this is all relevant. Just let it taper. Just let, you know, if you just have a little bit of fiber there, that's fine. Yay! Thank you, Talbot. Oh, that made me so happy. So, Barbara, where were you? Like, where, like...
No. Elbows across America.
Like, you should just... You're like, I'm smiling under my mask. I'm singing and smiling.
There's a We Are the World remake?
Oh, wow.
I didn't know this. Check it out.
So I'm pulling another section of 6-inch quarters, and I'm going to do the feet. So if you want to look up for 1 second, the foot wrap. The foot wrap, you kind of want to use that crisscross that we use. Will you zoom me?
Yes.
That we use periodically. So I'm going to start on the ankle to get it anchored. Thank you.
How much?
That's good. That should be good. And then I'm going to hit the heel. And then I'm going to come over to the front and go down and up. It kind of, I mean, the order of this doesn't super matter as long as you're symmetrical. Okay, and then this is where I'm going to do a little crisscross to fill in the, what's that, your instep, the top of your foot. See, it doesn't seem like it should be called the instep.
Barbara was in Rockville. Bobby and I sat for hours waiting for the hand-holding part. And they had the t-shirts. Those would be worth a lot on eBay if they still
Oh
had
my
the
gosh.
t-shirts.
All right, so there's my wrapped tootsie, footsie. I don't remember where I was, but 1986? Is that what it was?
I was 4 months old.
Nuh-uh. Oh my gosh, I was in high school.
Hello, somebody asked.
They've been missing
Well-
you badly.
Somebody asked a couple times, so here I am for 1 minute with one joke.
Okay, let's hear it.
What is the problem with twin witches?
Twin witches. I don't know. What?
You can't tell which witch is which. There
I
you
like
go.
that one. That was good. That was worth it.
Excellent. It's very nice to see you.
It's good to see you too. Oh, a kiss. Have you ever given me a kiss before on camera?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm really hot. We checked the AC. I know. In truth, it's like Milo knows not to curl up next to me anymore right now. I'm just like, it's too hot. So he's always like moving himself all over the couch or bed, trying to figure out where he is allowed to land. All right, for the body, I'm going to work with a longer piece, about 9 inches, and a half of it, just so I can get some bulk going here. We might be able to do quite a bit of body shapes today. So usually what I do is I get the waist, and then I treat this diamond as facets to hit. So let me go around the waist one more time. I'll go from this side of the chest over the shoulder, around to this side, over the shoulder, and I kind of just keep doing that until I run out of wool. So probably do that twice. Oh, another thing I've been doing with my armatures is having the wire in the armature actually be I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's our trapezius. What's this part of the neck that comes out on each side? So when you look at the female figure, it's not like neck, shoulders. Like we have a slope here, and then we have these two. Shows up better on her than me. So this is actually the wire armature in here, and then we have these two. I guess they're ligaments, and then this is our collarbone, which I make out of wool. So those things.
Someone said the trapezius.
I'll configure there. Yeah.
There's
So
usually someone who knows
Yeah.
technical terms.
so that's what I have been. Instead of building that out of wool, I'm saying, okay, no, that's what this wire is right here. All right, I'm going to use my second half of a 9-inch piece on the body again.
Oh my.
What?
We have some like nurses or doctors or PTs
Oh, good.
or something on here.
Good. I know. I'm always like, someone's just going to call me out on my...
The SCM is the one lateral to the anterior neck.
What's the anterior? That's the... They've got to explain their explaining. Here, I have a chart so that I can understand. Oh my gosh, so many fun things happening. I can't wait to go in depth. Oh, interesting.
The anterior is the front. Oh, so
Okay.
is the
The
posterior.
anterior, yes. Okay. All right, so this is skeletal, not muscular, not muscles or ligaments. But it's all just amazing. The human body is amazing.
The anterior is the front, the posterior is the back.
That
The
makes
superior
sense.
is the top. We should use those terms in regular speak.
Well, I know, and I heard a lot of it in yoga, and they're like supinate, pronate, anterior, all these things, and it does start to become familiar after you hear it a lot. Okay, on the head,
My anterior lives in Florida.
we're going to use 6-inch quarters.
What? Yeah. I don't know if that joke is coming through, but I have a hand.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Terrier.
Talbot's making puns over here. Okay.
Albert's the funniest.
So I'm going to start around the neck, and I really want to kind of establish that. And this is where, if you're making a skinny person, you know, you might want to like almost give yourself a little extra neck, because once you get your face on here, you're going to lose some of this neck. But since I'm making a person with more curves and roundness, it doesn't matter so much. Like, I don't need to preserve her skinny neck. And then on the head, you can, even though it's kind of a bean shape, you can still go around this way, come up under the chin, over the top of the head. Your wool's might slip around a little bit, but you just gotta get some on there. And you might have to stab to help it stay where you put it. But I'm gonna do that again. So yeah, she's got this funny fish head right now.
It's a skinny mummy.
Yeah.
At the moment.
All right, that second one was better. Like I said, this is not the chin. So I'm really kind of tipping the head back to get the bulk of the back of the skull. But all the face is going to kind of be, you know, the jaw and everything felted into this space here. I'm going to do this one more time. And then I got to do one just around. Not top to bottom, just around. Marsha's here today too, but she's in the back
She's so quiet.
washing locks. All right. Oh, she's dancing. She's like, Okay, this one I'm just going around. Round and round. So right now, there's no online courses.
People are asking a little bit about horses and dragons.
Yep.
So I'm
So the horse plan is to do a course with 10 people. So, you know, a small in-person, meaning on Zoom, course. And then once I do that, well, I mean, we could film a horse course at any time because I've done it 3 times now. But that's one of the first things that I've set up, basically. And then dragons is going to be our first on-demand course, which means kind of like a felting university, except there's a lot more involved, a lot more available, a lot more support material. But you would be able to purchase the course and watch it at any time because it would be pre-filmed. So those are the 2 formats of online learning that we're going to start with. I also think that some of the courses that I taught, like, or classes like pricing and marketing and the fiber focus and armature specifics, those could be webinars, which would be in person, but not limited to a really small group. So there could be, you know, lots of people there. And I would just be basically presenting. I'm not sure yet if that has a chat format with it or not.
The webinar.
Yeah. So that webinar aspect we need to figure out. But so now she's starting to get some roundness to her head. Alrighty.
The dragon is essentially university level, just
Yeah.
in a new format.
Right. Yeah.
Someone's asking about the moose as well.
Yeah. The moose, the rhino is another one that's ready to go. The moose is ready to go. But because each of these projects is going to have more reference and support material, it just takes us a little longer than, and also because right now we're actually learning how to use this format. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm really excited. I think it's going to be,
Once we get
I think
some
it's gonna be
on,
really
we should
good.
be able to
yeah,
out more.
yeah. And I've wanted to do more advanced projects, and it's time. There's tons of new people, and we have plenty of beginner projects and intermediate projects, but we have a lot of felters now who are looking to just keep developing ideas, and the dragon is so good for that because of all the different techniques involved and because of all the possibilities. So it just kind of like launches you because you could just practice without the pressure of, this has to look exactly like a moose or a horse. Okay, let's get some more going on tops of her legs. I'm going to work with 2 halves of core, but I'm going to stretch them out pretty good. So I've got 6 inches that I pulled in half. And for the beginners, we're working on stuff too. Like we're working on a beginner page for the website that's just, information, links, like here's how you start basically. Okay, I'm going around this 1-inch hip area a few times to really get it anchored, and now I'm going to travel down the thigh to the knee. And I'm going to travel slowly so that all my fiber is going to get used up. If you get down there too fast and you still have fiber, just go back up. So our witches can have like striped stockings. I think that's really fun. And that's going to be direct felted, but her clothes are going to be like wet felted and just laid on, like stabbed on.
Your thoughts on the human figure course would also be a film prepared kind of open access on demand kind of.
It could go either way. I actually would like to run it as in a scheduled course first because that gives me more build up before we film. And I get to try all my reference material, my armatures, all the techniques. And then too, I have examples. So during the course, in preparation for the course, I'll make one. And then during the course, I'll make one. And the human figure, there's so much to talk about, and then there's so many different ways to do it. I do want to focus specifically on women as one, and then, men down the road. I don't know. We make so many male figures with Santa and gnomes and I don't know. And I think the female figures form is just more fun. Just to me, it's more sculptural. I don't know how to explain it. Although when I was in Italy, the the classic sculptures of men were pretty darn amazing. Just different, I guess. All right, and then we're gonna do a wrap that starts to fill this pelvic area in. I'm gonna use a quarter. This is a kind of a little longer. This is about 8 inches. But a quarter in this kind of tight area I can control. All right, so if I go over a hip and then between the legs and over the other hip. What? I got pokey outy pipe cleaners on the back of my. All right, so that gave us a pelvic floor, basically, like. But what we need to do now is build up some hip bones, which is like super fun. What time is it?
It is 2:03.
Okay. We're cruising along. Am I going too fast? Is everybody on board? Or just watching at this point?
I'm not sure what
Yeah.
working along or what.
I'm trying to think of other exciting. I don't know. Everything's exciting at work.
Some are taking notes, some are doing
Okay.
good, okay.
Okay.
Some people are watching. You're always too fast for someone. Someone just finished the pipe cleaner endeavor.
Oh my gosh. Well, it'll be here. It'll be here for you. And we have a week in between to just kind of get, that's what I'm really enjoying the Faltalongs and the online courses because there's so much time in between and everyone can just kind of do their thing and, catch up or even get ahead or make a second one. I don't know. It's been really fun. All right, let's make
Spill some secrets.
some secrets.
There's no secrets. We don't have secrets.
The fiber fairy is a secret. I can't spill that one,
No.
except that it's happening, which we didn't even used to say.
Yeah. We haven't really felt ready for a fiber fairy.
Yeah,
yet.
it's
We
yeah.
need to get ourselves together. Even those watching are enjoying. Sarah never really felt all her fiber as she's laying it on the wire. Is it because she will be laying more on top?
Yeah, and this is what's so great about our core wool is if you can get it smooth and tight, it's tight. Like
You don't have to
stab it. Yeah, and it's so when I work, like I can work pretty quickly because I'm not stabbing. I'm just wrapping. But it's time to make some shapes almost. I think I want to make a rib cage, and I want to start to make 2 hips. So I think what those are going to be is 1-inch Zuli tool shapes. So I'm going to take an 8-inch piece and I'm going to split it into thirds and see how that works. If you're working with any other of the core that's not chunky, then halves, 8-inch halves is good. And then I want to wrap a rectangle that's a little longer than 1 inch. Don't make it 2 inches, but you could travel back and forth a little bit to make it about 1.5 inches, I'd say. I should look at my notes that I made when I made the first witch. So we're gonna make 3 of those. Oh, this one's definitely bigger. Well, this one's bigger, it'll be the chest. Good grief, how did I pull that so unevenly? See, even the shapes don't need to be felted, and well, depending on the shape, you'll see throughout the tutorials, like whether they get felted or not has to do with how much more they get felted into place. Let me just look at a note real quick. Okay. Huh. Interesting. So funny. Okay. So I have one of my rectangles is bigger, so I'm going to make that the rib cage. And I'm just kind of going across that triangular part of the chest. I mean, you could do, if you made your shape smaller, you could do 2 side to side, but I'm just building the chest out towards the front a little bit, going across. I do like to get the chest kind of accurate because my witches or my figures usually have show cleavage. I just like the collarbones, and it's a fun part of the figure that I don't want to cover up. And then these are going to go over, kind of like put your fringe on the front of the hip. Let it actually make quite a bump there, and then felt the fringe on the back of the hip. So that's getting that real butterfly shape of the ilium. Who's saying what?
Just some questions about what Fiber Fairy is and get some new people.
Good, cool. Fiber Fairy is so fun. It's fun for us. Or like
someone is watching and learning and spinning with the drop stick.
oh, nice. I miss spinning. A little in-house secret is that we are in a trial period training two new people, which is really exciting and fun and potentially potentialist. Potential full. All right, let's get a butt Oh, I love making butts. Do you like making butts or boobs more? That's what I want to know. I'm going to take a 6-inch piece and quarter it. Just a little longer than 6 inches. It's healthy 6 inches. And then we're going to try the end of the face ace. Just wrapping. Right, that last inch on the end of the face ace. Should look like a big Q-tip.
Ooh, a lot of votes for butts.
Butts, yeah. Butts were fun for me to paint too. And then I'm gonna stab back on the shape a little bit. So now I have this nice teardrop. This would make a really nice boob too. Just saying. It's a good boob or butt. And then I'm gonna put that where the butt goes. With the tapered edge going up and the rounded edge making the cheek.
You're doing a good job ignoring those hands.
Yes, I'm very happily, very happily. Maybe before we go today, I will demo some fingers, and that will be the work of the week. Okay. Ooh. She needs the muscles on the sides here. So let's use the face ace and our other 2 quarters, but we're going to travel up and down about 2 inches. This might not be quite enough, but we'll start there. Shapes that you're making on a tool that you slide off have to go up and back. Either straight around or up and back. They can't just go, because then they just untwist. So these, the bigger part, we want to put up into her hip, and the narrower part taper down onto the thigh. And this kind of shape, you're kind of just tacking on. It's a little hard to get it super stuck.
That's the tensor fasciculata and the iliotibial band.
Ooh, the iliotibial band. Mine hurts. My yoga instructor used to make you press on it, and that does not feel good. I think it means something if it hurts. It's not good if, like, it's not supposed to hurt that much. But yeah, these are if you think about what your body does to hold itself up, all of this bands and muscles and bones in the pelvis are pretty incredible. And the way the nerves run through the pelvis. Okay, so here's where you are with like kind of a skinny lady, right? Like, I mean, she's gonna get, you know, more up here and everything, but so this would be a place where you would start. Okay, I'm gonna make a belly real quick. I'm gonna make the belly on the flat part of the Zuli tool, and I have a long 8 or 9 inch piece. I think this is, I don't even know if this is half or a quarter, but I want to wrap within 2 inches, a 2-inch rectangle. And it doesn't matter, like if you make this small and then want to add more, that's fine. I just want to show you the shape. And then we have like this, like the tip of it wants to come right down and the top of it wants to go right up to the chest, to the bottom of that rib cage.
Kelly's adding a great big thank you to you for being left-handed.
Everybody else is cursing me. Alright. So on my skinny witch, that's pretty much her figure. Everything got locked in with more wraps, which we'll do, but that's kind of where, you know, where I am with it. And we'll do some shoulder blades and shoulder stuff and collarbone stuff as well. On a bigger figure, once I get this form kind of locked in, I'm going to say, okay, like, you know, does she have a roll? Does she have, is she real hippie? You know, like, do her hips come out farther? And you can just keep adding. Like, it's not, you know, it's whatever you want it to be, which is really fun. All right, I'm taking an 8-inch piece and making quarters so I can wrap some of these shapes kind of into, wrapping it kind of pulls it all together. So I'm going to start on the hip, doesn't matter whether you're wrapping forwards or backwards, and come around the leg here a couple of times. And then return up onto the hip and maybe around a little bit. So these kind of ribbon-like wraps bring everything together, lock it in, get rid of seams, because your fringe does a lot of work. So on this side, I'm starting on the back of the hip, going around the thigh, keeping my ribbon smooth, and returning over the front of the hip. Even though they're gonna get like clothes and everything, I think it's valuable to practice your body shapes. And then I'm gonna wrap the thighs just down to the knee again to get the rest of this pulled together. And this I'm gonna go a little tighter because I don't want to add a ton of bulk here, and because I can go tighter. So I might not use all of this. Well, I can go back up because she's not trying to stay skinny.
I think if you didn't have the right shape underneath, you'd totally know, even with the clothes on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's the same with like the beards on the faces and stuff. Like we need the structure, we need the chin, we need the, you know, the area between our nose and our lips. And
if you were really good at making clothes, you could leave her, you know, fully naked, and then she could have a change of clothes. Like her
yeah,
Fiber Fairy.
yeah, like the Fiber Fairy. Uh-oh, I don't know what my other half is. This will work, I think. Oh, she's so fun. All right, I want to move on to the top. So I'm going to quick get this on. And I might move a little faster, and then you guys can rewatch. Because I do want to get the boobs and the collarbone and all that done.
How do you feel about other artists using glue on their armatures?
That's funny. That's like, it sounds like a trap.
It sounds like a trap. So you need like the politician's answer. I do it this way.
there's so many ways to do something, and I just always, in this whole pursuit, I was like, okay, I'm sculpting with wool. Like, that's what I'm doing. If I'm adding to that, I want to keep it natural, you know. And glue, there's the Powerpole or PowerTex's glue. It's not toxic or anything. Depends on what kind of glue, I guess.
Right.
But this wool is glue, so it's kind of like this whole process is glue. So maybe I don't know exactly what this person's, what you guys are referring to, but oh, I love her little body. So her belly button be right there, but she's gonna be bigger than this. All right, up top, what do we need here? We've got our trapezius. Let's.
On the superior portion of the body.
Okay, yes, the superior. What's the anterior? Is that the bottom?
Inferior, I think, is lower.
Oh boy.
Upper, lower.
Okay, superior, inferior. That makes sense. I have 2 quarters here of a 6-inch piece, and I want to start on the chest, going over the shoulder, and come around the arm very tightly up here. Just going down about 1.5 inches or so, and come back up and return on the back. And this is just kind of starts to bring our arm together with the rest of our body here. Also gets rid of this rib cage seam.
How firmly do you felt the body?
I like to felt the body to be like our body. So
Squeeze your
super
arm.
firm. Just kidding. Now when I wrap this way, I have to start on the back because that's the direction that I wrap. And then come back towards the chest. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, like on my figures, like boobs are soft, you know, collarbones hard. It's a little different in different places. And to me, that's part of the life of it. Everything is felted, super firm. I think just the nature of that can become
A lot of people
little
are
stiff.
saying squishy, not firm,
yeah.
as far as their own body.
Everybody, yeah. And the way everyone prefers to felt is different. You know, that's one of those things. It's a great question because when you're getting started, that's a very, very, very common question.
Loose and nothing's gonna
Yeah.
stick. Like it's all gonna.
Yeah, exactly. You want it to be defined to hold its shape over time, at the minimum. So, and you know, someone made a comment last felt along about me not felting enough or not being firm and unprofessional, I think was the word. But you know, I'm making a video to teach. Well, it's partly the way that I work, but also I can't sit here and just enjoy stabbing, you know, for an hour, like, which I do more when I'm alone. So it's just kind of funny. Ooh, this is fun.
The purpose,
Yeah.
someone says.
Let's make some boobs. Wait, is it time for boobs? Let's make collarbones. I'm gonna use my, you need a toothpick or a skewer or a small spindle. I'm gonna use my needle, my wooden needle, and 2, let's say 3-inch thin sections of wool. And we want to make a 1 inch very tight, I don't know what to call this, noodle. Tight, out and back. 2 of those. I cannot wait to see these. I say that every time, but I can't.
Yeah, these will be fun.
Yeah. We're going to be bombarding Facebook with naked ladies.
People are saying don't feed the trolls.
No.
You do you. I don't know that we ever claimed to be professional. I'm not sure that claim was ever out there.
No, absolutely not. And, you know, we remember the Milo hater who said it was unprofessional.
Oh yeah.
So the collarbone's cool. It connects the top of the shoulder, I guess, to the sternum. Yeah. Yeah. So you want one tip to go out, if anything, maybe slightly over the top of the shoulder, and the other tip to come to the center. I need my nurses and doctors to weigh in here. And this you're kind of just tacking on for now. We're going to put a little fiber over it, and we're going to switch to a skin tone soon. And I think I did feed the troll. I think I said, you know, I'm not a banker. Like like this is my little world. I'm making up as I go along. Sorry you don't like Milo, but he stays.
Peter's gonna hate. That's right, Mike. Milo has said that very thing. Peter's gonna hate. Medial attachment on the lateral superior aspect of the nail.
Well, now you're just showing off. You're entitled and welcome.
It's the sternoclavicular notch.
Excellent. Oh yeah, that's a fun thing to say if I can remember it. You know what? Make 2 more of those, but maybe even a little thinner. They're gonna go from the base of the I don't know what these are called. What are these tendons called? They go from like the base of your skull under your ear to the sternonavicular notch. Make those.
Those things.
Make 2 more. Maybe a little, I'm going down my tool a little thinner here. This is good stuff. And then these we can roll in our fingers too, just to get them even a little skinnier.
It's the sternomastoid muscle.
Yeah, it's a muscle. Interesting.
Sternocleidomastoid. It's a sterno something.
Isn't sterno what heats up food?
At a potluck.
Yeah. I have 2 doctors in the family, and I really like the anatomy stories. They can be a little gruesome.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to describe what this does. It goes kind of centered above the collarbones, above that notch, out in a V shape along the neck up to where the corner of the jaw will be. And my shape got a little funky, but it's going to be okay. My witch is going to kind of lose these anyway, but I want to show what we can. Woman, your arms are in my way. Okay. So they're a little loosey-goosey right now, but I'm going to put a skin tone on to hold all this stuff on. But there's a couple more shapes I want to get on here first. One is the actual shoulder muscle. Kind of goes right over here. And I'm going to use the center of the face ace for that. And maybe about a quarter of a 4-inch, it's going to be a little bit much. Quarter of a 3-inch strip maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times around. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4. So her arms can hang down just out from that twist a little bit. They don't have to come straight out of the twist, because that's the way our shoulders are made, actually kind of a lot like our hips. And then this is going to go over, fringe to fringe, over the shoulder to kind of create a shoulder muscle. Fringe to the front, fringe to the back.
Give her little armpits.
Oh yeah, the lats give her armpits. You know, the mermaid tutorial had a the mermaid felt along had a body part section. It'd be interesting to see. I probably did things differently, so it'd be interesting to compare the two and like take notes. And this is useless. There we go. Oh, she's looking like some sort of futuristic military soldier at the moment.
Oh, shoulder pads.
Yeah, they do look like shoulder pads.
When's shoulder pads coming back?
You know, there's some things, like I was not happy about skinny jeans like coming back. There's some things that just, but I wear them. Because I remember, like, in the 80s, you did not want any flare at all. Like, your jeans were so tight.
You made them tighter by folding them over.
Oh, they had zippers at the bottom, so you could get them, like, super. How did I do the latch? Oh, I didn't write that part down. Okay. Let's make it. Will you do me a huge favor? It's not that big of a favor. There's an anatomy book on my drafting table. All right, let's make our boobs while we're waiting for that. Your boobs, my boobs are going to be huge. Well, I'll make them normal size this for now. Let's do it just like we did the butt. Wrapping that end of the face ace. Thank you. Awesome. And then I'm going to tuck in the end. So this makes a nice teardrop boob. And I'm going to put that on there. So the fringe kind of comes up the chest. There's so many ways to make boobs. So I'll put this on. I'm probably going to make a double-decker taco to like put over it. I can't remember. Her boobs, the Green Witch, might be double-decker tacos. Just remember, they kind of flare out a little bit. They're not like straight forward like headlights. Oh, I just made some bad boobs. All right, well, I rushed a little. I'm gonna put another layer over that. All right, I wanted to show the back. This book is called Anatomy for 3D Artists. I'm getting a lot out of it. It's a little bit more kind of like digital art, but it does have drawings, and ooh, she's curvy. I like that's what I'm going for. I'm just looking for shoulder blades. All right, well, there's a lot of possibilities here, but what we need to do is at least just get a little build up on her back. And it's like you have this wing kind of that comes out from your rib cage, and you can goes up into your shoulder. I guess that's your lat, like that's your pull down muscle. Yeah. So we need to make that, and then we'll be like pretty much ready to just put some skin tone on and wrap it up. I'm gonna work with 1/4 of a 6-inch piece again. Thanks. I'm sort of flaking out a little bit on what. Let's make a Zuli tool rectangle, and then we'll sort of shape it into place. So just wrapping an inch section on the Zuli tool. Like this is not, we're not making like a naked sculptural figure, so we just want to get the bulk there so that the clothes fit right. And then I'm going to let the fringe go up to the shoulder. I'm just over to the outside of what I have going on here. Like here's my armature right here. So I'm just letting this creep out from that a little bit. And then I'm just going to round it down into her back.
Laura said on the mermaid you did a triangle.
Oh, that makes sense. Thank you, Laura. And thank you for my spritzer, by the way. I never formally thanked you. Laura sent me a, I'm assuming same Laura, sent me a water spritzer for static.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Forget what we were doing. Probably the mermaid. Because when you go to pull all that wool, it was still winter time. Gosh, it's so humid now.
Yeah, no need for extra.
Yeah.
Extra moisture. She says you're welcome.
So now, when her arm goes up, there's a little armpit.
Oh, the silk on the head of the snail.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it was? All right. She needs real serious boob help. Like serious SOS boob help. If you did this, just rip them off and figure something else out. Okay. What color does she want to be? I don't know. I've got like a. I think this was like. We'll try this one. It was kind of like an experimental glow, I think.
Oh, okay.
Not the final recipe. So I'm going to go around the neck to get that stuck. Make sure when you wrap that you don't pull things out of whack. So I'm not pulling super tightly. I'm just getting a layer on there. And then I'm going to contour the shapes that I made, kind of redefine them with the needles. Now this is where it takes some stabbing.
This is going to be magical, I can tell.
I do want to accentuate my trapezius, trapezium or trapezius. I'm totally having a stroke and second guessing every word I say right now. So I'm gonna just in my hands fold a soft seed, and the reason I'm making a soft shape is because when I put it on here, I want to be able to sculpt it into place. What did you say, Kyla?
Oh, that watching it was gonna be magical.
Watching what?
Watching you do this.
Oh.
Like watching the sculpting cover those separate pieces.
Yeah, maybe. But I need to make her plumper before I get too carried away here. Sorry, I have to stick my head in the way for 1 second. Get this where it needs to be. I always stress the reference photo. So strip yourself down. Whatever, feel like it's selfie time. Have something to look at. Like this, you know, this is such good practice. Like this is such good sculptural practice. All right, here's no, you can totally look online. You can get a book like this one. I think just a piece going over each shoulder is going to help. Pull stuff together. So this is where on the other witch I put the skin tone on, but then I pulled green out. Yeah, I think the triangle is probably a little better. These shoulder blades are a little bulky, but she's gonna have some back fat. So.
Audrey said her witch would be too scary.
That was terrible. That's not true.
She currently needs a good bra. According to someone.
Oh my gosh, so my boobs are so bad. My witch boobs, I should say. Jeez. So okay, here's my fix for this. First of all, she needs a chiropractor as well. She's like completely out of whack here. But what I'm gonna do is make flesh toned. Yeah, she's like I'm stiff and my neck and my shoulders are okay. I'm gonna make 2 flesh tone double decker tacos a lot wider than this, and then I'll be able to shape those around the shapes that I have here. I mean, I could just pull them off and redo them, but we're gonna see what happens with this approach. Oh,
Just the bra and boot commentary.
yes.
Everyone's going to be a lot more comfortable when the double-decker tacos go on and things land where they...
She really does have scary boobs happening. Talk about scary. You know, when we're making videos and stuff, I don't reflect and contemplate as much as when there's some hard thing in my felting surface I keep trying to get out, as when I'm just felting alone.
Right.
So every once in a while I make a extremely unsuccessful decision. Well, I do that alone too, but All right, so now I have this rounded shape with fringe that hopefully...
It's all that riding around on a broom that really screws up your
I
neck.
know, right? I want to find that picture that I liked.
They really should have like an ergonomic broom.
Here we go. I've got some naked ladies to my right. I'll spare you guys. All right, so I need to make sure that the round part, so now her boobs are going to be huge. I'm just telling you that the round part comes down around, but now she's going to have good side boob. I'm gonna get kicked off YouTube.
It's good you don't have the.
They're gonna be like, "Your witch don't fly." What did you say?
Everyone's cringing.
Cringing because I'm stabbing her
I
boobs?
think everyone's feeling the ouch a little bit. No underwire.
Oh man, now she is voluptuous. I'm gonna give her more belly, like right now.
Wowza.
Mm-hmm.
Brava boom is great.
Mm-hmm. So once you have a reference picture of the body shape that you're going for, you know, it's all just shapes. It's just little rectangles and my figures always end up with big boobs. I mean, my green witch, I kind of went for like saggy. Like they used to be good. They used to be perky and now they're just kind of like your earlobes. All right, this is just gonna take some. She's got a bubble boob. Okay, so my plan is bigger hips. What time is it? Do we?
250.
Okay, I think I'm kind of running out of steam, but we will need to do like calves and. I mean, the calf. It's not complicated. I would just wrap, you know, like leave the knee a little skinny, wrap up and back in the calf area, leave the ankle skinny, and then the knee can be a little face ace seed right on the front. So that's your homework. You don't have to put skin tone all over your figure because she's going to have stockings and clothes and just wherever, you know, her lower arms, her face, and her chest, if she's having her chest revealed. What was the question?
Well, question about a finger, so they know what to do.
Oh, right, the fingers. Well, she's lopsided boobs, so we'll just have to leave that there. Okay. I think tacky wrap sticks, if you have them, are awesome. If you don't, 32 gauge with a little bit of tacky wrap on them is good. And then I was cutting them to, let's see, if we go, let's see what happens if we go in half. if we go into quarters. All right, so 18 inches divided by 4, 9, 4.5. Then you fold those in half. Fold your 4 quarters in half.
You said 32 gauge wire.
That's what I have here, yeah. And then wrap it in your flesh tone.
If they don't have tacky wrap sticks, they could use the 32 gauge wire. And
Totally
just
use the tacky.
put tacky wrap on it.
Yeah, or even just the 32 gauge wire should work. Okay. So you just need about 1 inch wrapped. The rest can stay unwrapped. And when I got to the end, will you zoom me a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do I have it? Okay.
No, I'd love to.
Okay. When I got towards the end, thank you, I so thinly went over this end loop. And even if there's a little bit of white showing, that's okay because the swax kind of encases it. And then right here, I made a little bit of an effort to kind of make like a little finger bump. And then come down. Oh, I've got some vegetable matter in there. So yeah, you're gonna make, and then this gets swaxed, and then it looks like a fingernail. And you want to make 5 of these, and you can make the thumb a little thicker. Well, you want to make 10. And then next time I'll show you, you just rest them. You can cut the wire so it's not quite so long, but we just rest them on the hand in the positions that we want them, and then wrap the whole thing. Yeah. So if you weren't making individual fingers, I don't know, you could just make a thumb and then just kind of make like a cupped shape that comes off the end of the hand. That might be a good thing to try. I would kind of like to try that. I'd kind of like to get her boob knot looking like it got poofed up like a scared bluefish.
So everyone should do their fingers and leave them loose, and you'll show how to put them on.
Yeah. I think that would be good. You can make your butt. Look at her little butt cheeks. It's so funny. I'm gonna make her butt bigger. I'm gonna make everything rounder on her. So I'll post pictures.
I did post pictures on the Serafina business page with the post of this belt along.
Okay.
There's pictures of our setup.
Oh, okay.
If anyone's
So you didn't make a
interested in
new
seeing-
post.
I didn't. I
Okay.
just put it in the comments.
cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna have fun adding shapes to her.
Is there an alternative fingertip if we don't have specs?
Just regular,
Just wrap it.
yeah,
Will she have 4 or 5 fingers? 5.
5, yeah.
Somebody said they put like a rubber mat type piece of shelf liner under their felting pad, and it helps it not slide.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
It keeps their tools from like moving all around.
Yeah, that's cool. Almost like a, yeah, you could use shelf liner, or you could use like a, Evan just got a mouse pad that's like as big as his desk.
Oh, nice. You're adding all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I'm just making her like voluptuous. I'm rushing a little bit. I'm gonna stop soon. It's just fun to like get them to be what you envision.
So those shapes will get skin tone on top.
I don't think so, cause she's gonna get clothes, you know.
Okay.
Her legs, I think I'll do, pick a couple of colors to make like a stocking. So we'll get a tone. And then her dress will be on top of that, you know?
Okay. So pretty much you're adding folded up in your hands rectangle pillows.
Mm-hmm.
Generally all over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can actually zoom out just a little bit.
And try to zoom herself.
There I was. I did it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, so fun. I don't know what happened over here. All right, well, I have a lot of stabbing to do, obviously. But let me. Oh, I love her butt. Hold on. I love that dimple we get. Some people have at the top of their butt. Can I do it? Can I do it? Without messing something up. Oh, I just I just moved me. Yeah, it takes 2 hands, I think. All right, so I go here, I click, and I pull. There we go. Yeah, that's her butt. That's her front.
Wow.
She's gonna get more. She's gonna get more shapes, more sculpting. So
I think her body's proportional now.
yeah, now that
I mean, the boobs looked huge. But
yeah,
they're
well yeah,
not.
but yeah, now no, she's gonna get a little more kind of coming under here, and then this all got wrapped and tightened up a little, and yeah, and then she is out of proportion because she doesn't have anything on her lower limbs
Right.
or her face, so
The rest of her,
yeah,
all in the middle of her body is
yeah,
all in proportion.
yeah, she's cute. She's cute. Where's my drawing? Yeah, it's gonna be good. So this was fun. Hope you guys had fun. Not too much witchiness yet, but
Right.
that's coming. And we're making a female figure, really. So she can be anything. She could be beautiful. She can be wrinkly. She can be traditional witchy with, the black brim hat. And I'll probably felt some pieces to at least show how we could do that.
Right.
And then, but she could be gypsy-like or, earthy, goddessy. She can be anything that you want her to be. So it's just fun to get together and, explore different techniques and ideas and stuff. And the witch is an excuse, an excuse to do it. So we will see you on Saturday again at 1. And my plan right now is to demo some wet felting. I'm gonna try to have one set of things done so they're dry and I've played with them, and then demo for you guys. And then if I have time after the demo, maybe I'll show the hand or but you'll have the wet felting to work on in between anyway. So that's it. Any questions before we go?
I don't think so. Just lots of thanks.
You are so welcome. Thank you guys for joining in. We had a lot of viewers this week. Usually we're about 150.
Okay.
So a lot of you guys hung out, which is like awesome. And yeah, it's cool. I think it's a good project. I can't wait to see what you guys make. So share some pictures on our group, Serafina Felting Fanfare. And if you have any questions about what you need for wet felting, you can ask on Fanfare. I'm sure someone will let you know. You can email admin@serafinafiberart.com. But merino, silks, any of the house carded, like anything that's just kind of in the color theme that you're thinking. And her hair, it can be anything. It can be natural gray locks. It can be, colorful curly locks. The fiber art bundles sort of have it all in different colorways, so they could be fun. If you want to go black, then you're looking at black merino, and it would be fun to throw some different dark colored silks in there. We have the hankies now, so we don't necessarily need the hankies in this project. I might make my one drawing. She has
I think you might be frozen.
oh, I might be frozen. I froze.
Frozen me and other people.
Oh,
froze.
what did I do?
The sound is still on.
Okay.
You look very forlorn.
I know.
How
Look at
you're
me.
frozen.
So funny. All right. Well, we're just gonna close up because I'm not gonna try and figure this out. Keep you guys looking at my sad face. Anyway, I plan to work in maybe like a deep ox blood and a chartreuse and a fuchsia, maybe. I don't know. I'm inspired by this plant that I have, but I'm gonna do black, gray, and orange. I'll show a few different things. So sorry for the weird frozenness. I do not know what happened. That camera, I don't know what that one did. But we will. I don't know. We will see you guys next week. Thank you.